How will history remember Joel Embiid? Will it be as one of the most physically dominant big men of the 21st century?
I've tried to acknowledge how fucking good this guy has been.
And being skillful as any other 7-footer anybody has ever seen today?
It will be the greatest season of a single player that's ever played basketball.
Or will it be as a constant playoff choker?
What the hell was that? 32 minutes and 0 points? 0?
A foul betting merchant at 7'1", 350 pounds? Ladies and gentlemen, the two sides of Joel Embiid. When you think of somebody averaging 30 points per game, you usually think of somebody like this. Or this. Or this. Or this. Not this. I don't know if it's just me, but I'm sick and tired of Joel Embiid flopping and foul baiting. He is too damn big to be doing that. Joel Embiid is on his way to his second MVP in that many seasons. But it seems like the slander got worse once Joel Embiid won that MVP. Mainly off the fact that Nikola Jokic should have won MVP. Nikola Jokic did have a great playoff run. Joel Embiid did not have a great playoff run. But he's having a great regular season. To the point, if you take out Wilt Chamberlain and take his 34.2 points per game, Joel Embiid is third all time on the center list. God damn, that's dominant, right? Why doesn't it feel like dominance? Because even though the stats are there, being that big and flopping and not playing the game the right way doesn't scream dominant. You ain't gotta be Shaq, you ain't gotta be Hakeem, shit, you ain't gotta be Jokic. But we respect those guys because they use their skill along with their size to dominate. And it seems like Joel Embiid is moving more and more away from that skillful approach that he used to have. Embiid has Hakeem Olajuwon's skill with James Harden tendencies. See, this that foul baiting shit. Joel Embiid started at the top of the key and did a rip through. That is not a shot. Okay, that's a foul, but you got a guard on you. He went up soft. Mind you, Joel Embiid is 7'1", 350 pounds. Clearly is a reach. On the fast break, when you had numbers, you just get a foul instead. You want to get fouled instead of playing basketball. Now, I know people flop for calls, but I don't think Joel Embiid care about his life. He literally fell on purpose. Asar Thompson did not undercut him. Then y'all be like, why Joel Embiid never healthy? Look at what the fuck he doing with his body. And this happens all the time. All across games, he flops for 15, 16 free throws a game. He's good enough free throw shooter to make it be an efficient thing to do. And you really can't really guard it because he's big as hell. And centers who guard him are already not coordinated, so he's gonna get those free throws. But let me show you a game where Joel Embiid was actually dominating. Only 6 free throws made in this game, but he still had a 40 piece. Let me tell you how that looks. 7-1 with a hezzy. Hakeem, and look at the touch on this shot. All net. Going downhill, crossover, pull up. That's Kobe. He loves the middle of this floor. Just 2 pump fakes, but get off me. And another pull up. That's tough, bro. That's tough. Another hezzy, but this time a hard dribble. And I'm gonna pull up on you. Tough. Pure skill. This is what I like to see from Joel Embiid. I like to see the jumpers, the hop steps, the step backs. I like to see that. So who is he? Now, I'm not one of them people who be like, oh, you gotta have a bag for you to be good on offense. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying being efficient is wrong. But foul baiting for half your points is not right in any sport. I don't like it because like James Harden or Trae Young or Chris Paul, these guys have to use tactics to get an advantage in the game because they don't have the height. They don't have the athleticism like Joel Embiid has. I don't expect it out of somebody that's that big. And like I said, bro, y'all remember like the slander? Joel Embiid got more slander for winning MVP than he did previously. Nobody really hated on Joel Embiid. He was just a young kid from Cameroon, blessed to play in the NBA after being injured for 2 years, decided, oh, he's a generational talent. He's going to take Philly out of the process. But it's Ben Simmons' fault. Every playoff run, it was Ben Simmons' fault. It was Tobias Harris' fault. It was, oh, Kawhi just played better. But we never really looked at Joel Embiid until now. Him being at the apex of the sport and then still crashing down. Him being at the apex of the sport and then still crashing down. That's slanderable. LeBron got it. Jokic got it. Giannis got it. The difference is, once they won that ring, that narrative was gone. So the only thing Joel Embiid has to do is play good. He has to have a good playoff run. He doesn't have to go to the finals. He doesn't have to win a ring. but you gotta get to the Eastern Conference Finals. And if you don't get to the Eastern Conference Finals, you need to ball out for round 1 and 2. I need 35 points per game, like we do in the regular season. Like Jokic. Jokic was looked at as a regular season merchant. He was slow in the playoffs. His defense wouldn't last in the playoffs until he won that ring. Giannis was looked at as a halfback dive type of player. That's all he did, so that wouldn't work in the playoffs until he won his ring. Same thing with Joel Embiid. If you want to get rid of those free throw merchant takes, want to get rid of those soft flopping things that you do, you have to have a good playoff run. You damn near got to win that motherfucker. And the narrative is most free throw merchants choke in the playoffs. James Harden. Look at Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday is not a free throw merchant, but Drew Holiday is offensively not good. But we don't hear no slander. But somebody like James Harden, who takes a lot of free throws during the regular season, he hears the most slander because the playoffs are more physical. Joel Embiid was not a free throw merchant, and he played bad in the playoffs. It'll be more respectful, but we see what the fuck he does. If Joel Embiid can maintain his mid-range efficiency, I think that's the deciding factor, and not in terms of winning another MVP, but also playing great in the playoffs. Him taking all these body blows with centers and not calling as many fouls, he needs to maintain that mid-range maestro. That would be great with Tyrese Maxey at the helm of giving him the ball right there in that free throw line jumper, and he can just rise up over anybody in this league and maintain that defense. And he can well be one of those players, just like Jokic, just like Giannis, just like Luka, that came from overseas and dogged these Americans. But he has to do this. He's the only European superstar to choke in the last 10 years, besides Giannis that 1 year, but Giannis got a ring already. So Joel Embiid, please don't let 35 points a game is crazy, though. I'm not going to lie, especially as a center. You don't really see centers doing that, but I guess with the space and then the shooting, you can get up to those high 30s, 40 point totals just because. If I would to choose an MVP, it would be Embiid. I am a big fan of, if your stats are too crazy, you going to win MVP. I don't give a fuck what you did in the past. But if you averaging 35 a game, 10 plus rebounds, and you're playing decent to good defense, bro, you're going to win MVP. Just be prepared for that slander if you lose. But that'll be all for this video, bro. Make sure you like and subscribe, man. I'm out, man. Peace.